Okay, we're going to teach you how to set up OneNote within Teams. And we need to set up OneNote within Teams rather than from within the app because of all the functionality that we're going to be collecting from Teams. If you do it through OneNote itself, you will limit yourself extremely. So we really want to set it up within Teams. So I've just opened up Teams here, and I've got all of my different groups here, and I've set up this demonstration OneNote team here. You will hopefully have all your classes set up over here, and you'll be able to do exactly the same thing here as I do over here. So let's have a look at this demonstration team. Double click on it. So what we've got here is we've got the ability to set up our class notebook and to go within that. Eventually, we're going to have an integration where the hub will pull the assignments through to Teams, or Teams will pull the assignments through on the hub. It'll be a backwards and forwards thing, and it will pull the grades in. So that functionality you won't see at the moment. Aaron will turn that off so that we don't get confused, but as soon as it's available to us, we'll have that all here, and that will make Teams and the hub really integrate, and it'll be very powerful for you. We're going to start with making our OneNote, and the way we do that is we go over to Class Notebook. So let's set up this OneNote by clicking here, and what we want to do is we want to click up a blank notebook. We don't want to do it from an existing notebook content. The functionality does not seem to be working at the moment for that. So any OneNotes that you've already created, you would just import them directly into a blank notebook. So let's blank notebook. Okay, so this is the first thing that comes up here. We just approve and go to next. And this part here enables us to be able to set up the class notebook the way we want. Now, personally, I use the class notes and the homework part, and I get rid of quizzes and handouts. You might want to keep those, but I will get rid of that, and I'll just have class notes and homework for simplicity's sake. I think it's just going to be better, particularly for year 7s and 8s. So I'll just remove that one, and I'll remove this quizzes one just by pressing the X. And if I wanted to add a section, I could just add a section here, and I could give it a name. I'll just give it a new name, whatever I like in the name. I won't use this section here, but it would come up. I'll just delete that, but you can add a section, and you'll see how that works by doing that. Experiment with that if you like. Now I'm going to create it. So press the create button. So now we've set up our class notebook, and we can click on class notebook over here, and we can distribute a page, etc. But we won't use Teams to make the rest of it work. So what we're going to do is we're just going to close out of that, and we're going to go to OneNote. So what we're looking for is the OneNote here. This app is a lot better to use than from within Teams now. Now, let's go to File, Open. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for in here your new team that you've created. So double click on the actual notebook that you're creating. And so here is my demonstration OneNote, and you'll see how I've got other books here. You know, for example, I've got my Year 11 Applied Computing and Data Analytics, and Year 7 STEM, etc. So I've got all my books here, but here is my demonstration account, and what I can see here is I can see a number of things, and I'll explain all of those, but it just gives us an ability to be able to do stuff. Let's go over here. We've got our welcome page, And if I go to my collaboration space, anything that I type here so I'm writing demonstration information here. Anything that I do there will be reflected in the student's collaboration space. So down here we've got test grade 5 and teacher only and test grade 3. Okay, when I click on test grade 3, I can see the student and what the student has worked on, and I can actually put some stuff in there. Please do your work. And they could actually write stuff in here and I would immediately see it. So as they're working from their OneNote, you see their work in here, and if they've placed their homework in here, you can actually tell them what homework individually that they're doing. Please do your homework here, and whenever they actually write stuff, it will come up with their name next to it and you'll know that it was them that did it. So let's go back to demonstration here. So the way I do that is I just navigate up there and I can go to my content library. Now my content library is where I place information in here, worksheets, etc. The students can't edit, they can actually have a look at it, they can go and collect information from it, but they can't actually edit it. So if I put information in here, and that's really good. And what I can do here is, this is really powerful, I can create, like a chapter. Think of it as a book, and inside that chapter I've got pages, and anything that I write here is reflected over here. If I want to add a page, I just press the plus sign here and I can put a new name to that, second page, and put any information I want in here, and you can see it reflects whatever I write in there. So we've got first page, second page, third page. I can create a second chapter, and I can create my new pages and create another page over here. So this is how I create my different chapters and my content for the students. So that's like their workbook that they can watch information from. But what you can then do, they can then write their own notes in their little spot. So let's go back over here. We're looking at the navigation, this little arrow, and we're going back, and we can actually look at the different parts. So that's content library where I put information. Going back here, this is collaboration space. This is where we can all put information in, all edit it. And then if we go to teacher only, this is where the students can't see it all. I can put all sorts of information in here that only a teacher wants to see. You can put notes to other staff members, etc., who are in your team, and they can put notes to you in here, and nobody will see that except you. This part here, test grade 5, test grade 3, test year 6, test year 7, these are all students that I have put in the system, and so I can go and have a look at their homework page or their class notes page. Remember how I only set up class notes and homework. You might have other sections that you've already set up for them, and you could create other sections if you like, but this is where they enter their information on their OneNote, and we'll show you how they see it in a moment. So you'll see this test year 7, please do your homework here, and class notes, please do your work. So you can give them individual instruction at that point. So this space across here is really reflected down here. So you can see the same space down here as reflected right across here. So if you find it easier to deal with the information up here, you just deal with the information up here. If you find it easier to deal with it down here, you just deal with it down here. I personally find it easier to deal with the information up here. Let's go and have a look at what it looks like for a student. So they are going to receive a feedback, see there, an activity, and if they click on there, they have been added to that team. And then what they do is they double click on that and they click into their class notebook, and it populates itself, and their grades that you've entered through the hub will actually be here, so they can actually use that for teams eventually when the hub actually integrates. But at the moment this part will be turned off, so all they'll see is this class notebook and general. It takes a little bit of time to refresh. So I've entered the student 3 grade 3 class here, and we'll be able to see all their information very shortly. Okay, so this is how the students get to see their OneNote immediately from within Teams. And of course they would set up theirs in the same way they would actually go to OneNote as an app once it's all provisioned. So, but let's have a look at it from here. So I click on here, and you can see down here I go to test grade 3, which is that particular student. And I can see in the class notes, I remember I said please do your work over here, which was an individual statement to that student. And then I've got homework over here, please do your homework here. And again, I've got that please do your homework here on that particular page for them. So I can do individual stuff there, and I can do global stuff. So that's how we set it up, and they will actually use OneNote, the app, in the same way as you will use it from then on.